Hi, I'm Hirosha. Welcome to another episode of HUBtalk. With me today needs no introduction to the glove manufacturing industry of Sri Lanka. He is an energetic business development and marketing problem solver with a passion for staying ahead of the curve and is committed to providing the most comprehensive and innovative business solutions. So please welcome the Director of Business Development at Lalan Rubbers, Navam. It's great to have you here with us at HUBtalk.
Absolute pleasure to be here, Hirosha. Thanks for having me.
So Navam, I think Lalan Rubbers, right? Lalan Group, and it's it's a well-known brand in the country and in the world as well. Why don't you start off by giving an introduction to Lalan Rubbers?
Okay. So basically, in 1940, the company that became Lalan Rubbers was started. We used to do basically rubber trading, and then in 1956 we started exporting rubber to China and a few other international markets. And in 1987, Lalan Rubbers started, which was specifically for the rubber glove manufacturing business. So since 1987 till now, we've been specializing in that. The group itself, because of vertical integration and things like that, we have grown into expanded into about 44 companies across 8 sectors. But the bulk of the business is with Lalan Rubbers, the glove manufacturing unit.
Right, right. Sounds like an amazing journey now,
Yeah,
right? So I was having some previous chats with you, and then we were actually privileged to work with you as well now. So then to hear about this whole digital transformation, because now this digitalization or digital transformation has actually become the buzzword of the B2B industries as well. So I know personally that Lalan has embarked on this journey, and you have played a major role in terms of bringing digital transformation to Lalan Group. How has this journey been now?
So for us, it was a question of doing it. The transformation journey comes in twofold. One is process transformation, the other one is cultural transformation. In terms of process transformation, of course, part of the digital transformation is digitizing our processes. So things like even our manufacturing processes all the way up until our sales flow, things like that, we have started to digitize. We started some time back actually. So we have a fully homegrown ERP system. We have tied in that ERP system to BI tools so that we actually have the power to analyze all our business, our progress and things like that, and then we can make informed decisions and help our customers to not only improve their business but also improve our value to the customer. So part of that was actually working with you guys at Creative Hub to develop the Marketrix virtual tours platform, because that was our first foray into improving our marketing digitalization part of it. And it's been quite a big success so far. Yeah.
Right, that's amazing to hear now, and we were very privileged to work with you in terms of implementing Marketrix at Lalan Group, right? So I would like to know how has Marketrix helped as opposed to a standard sales conversion process, right? Whereas you may be physically inviting the customers to here and giving a tour, or even virtually you would just use Zoom or whatever and then showcase, right? How has Marketrix helped you in terms of improving the conversions, in terms of export oriented business?
Very good point there, which is that because of the whole pandemic and everything, there was about 2 years where our customers could not visit us. The whole idea of marketing is to kind of create this sense of trust and reassurance in the customer that we have the capabilities to deliver their products. It's much easier to do it in person and when they visit our facilities. Of course, this was not an option, so we had to find another way in which we could tangibly promote our capabilities, our strengths, and our, I would say, what differentiates us, let's say, from the rest of the market. We had to communicate that in a much more effective and much more tangible way to the customers, which is where the virtual tours came in. Granted, it wasn't the ideal solution for us. It wouldn't ever replace the physical,
right?
But then this was the best option we had at the time, and I think it has proven to be a very wild success for us.
Right.
And it has, because the reason that it's important is because glove business is it's a commodity product, so it's a commodity based market. So things like quality and delivery and things like that, those are taken for granted. It's a given. So we have to be in a position to offer something a little more extra to the customer, and this comes in terms of service, in terms of the value for money that we provide for the customer, and also in terms of the again, the word is reassurance that we know what we are doing. So by doing something like a virtual tour, we are giving them the reassurance that we have the capability to deliver, and that we are capable, that we live up to everything that we are promising them during a standard sales pitch. Because we are talking about multi-million dollar levels of business. So they want to know where their money is going, and they want to have that reassurance that they are going to get the bang for their buck.
Right, that's amazing to hear, to see how it has created, I think, a lot of authenticity. I believe that's what you
Definitely,
mean, right?
Yeah.
Now, being in the business since of, I think, 1940, right? So quite a journey, right? So then within, like, and then you have a management structure that is quite long standing, right? I'm sure there must have been, like, quite a lot of skepticism in terms of, like, when you were trying to embark on this, like, this digital transformation journey. How have you been able to overcome the skepticism and, like, drive forward towards this digital transformation journey?
As with any investment that we make, we looked at it as an investment basically, and as with any investment, there was obviously some level of, as you said, skepticism regarding, okay, if we invest this amount of money, are we really going to get what we paid for? That's understandable when it comes to some of our management structure that was not really exposed to the capabilities of all the different platforms that were available out there. But then I come from a background of engineering and systems engineering. So for me, I understood the capabilities that you guys were offering on your platform, and so it's a question of just me having to convince the rest of the management about the benefits of going for a virtual platform. And once they saw the reaction that our customers had to the platform, of course they were fully on board with it. Of course, it wasn't an overnight process. It took some time, but then we identified, most of the management actually identified that it was a necessity for us to continue and to really invest our time and effort a lot into the digitalization of our marketing, because again, it's about differentiating ourselves from the rest of the manufacturers out there. I mean, there are people who have similar platforms and things like that, but I don't think they have done it as effectively as they could have. So I believe that we have put our time and effort into it, and now we are reaping the benefits of it, because we are putting a lot of effort and progress behind it. Yeah.
So how can you also, like, tell us about, like, the team that you have behind this whole digital transformation journey that you are driving forward to?
So we have internally we have a team, what we call the Performance Enhancement Council, so a PEC team. So the PEC team actually drives forward and suggests improvements on existing processes. Part of it is the digitization and automation factors, that where we can improve our internal processes, even when it comes to manufacturing, when it comes to internal processes, sales flow, things like that. So one of the recommendations that we got was automation of our sales flow, which is why we even had the homegrown ERP systems. Then we had the business analysis tools and things like that. And then of course they also identified the requirement to maybe start digitizing our marketing, the aspect of things. And so it came from that. And now any further improvements in our digitization kind of journey will come from that PEC team. And the PEC team actually consists of people all across multiple departments, not just across one department, not just the marketing team or just the sales team. It's across some multiple departments. So we are getting inputs from a lot of different people at different stages in their careers and in their lives. So we are covering a lot of viewpoints, and because of that we are creating kind of like a digitization process and journey that is very holistic in nature. So what we are finding is that we are going through a transformation journey that suits us, that may not necessarily follow regular convention, but it's something unique to us, I feel.
Right. So amazing journey, Navam, and then amazing to see the structure that you have put in place to ensure that this happens as well. So now I'm like overall towards the manufacturing industry now, with this whole journey that you have, like, driven forward in terms of digital transformation, right? At Lalan, what sort of best practices or advices do you have to give to the, I mean, because like if you look at most of the manufacturing industry still in Sri Lanka and even in Asia, right, is very much having a traditional kind of an approach, right? So what sort of advices and best practices can you mention with like this overall direction that you are driving?
I would definitely say to embrace digitization. I think there's a bit of reluctance maybe to, as an industry, manufacturing industry generally, there's a bit of a reluctance to embrace, automation has been embraced, but digitization of simple things like sales flow and even when it comes to marketing hasn't been embraced as much. The manufacturing industry is still very much a relationship driven, who you know kind of industry rather than what you know. So generally you're recommended from one customer to another, and that's how the connections happen. Basically what I would say is that there hasn't been a necessity for marketing to be digitized so far, but now with the changing markets, with markets changing from day to day, from quarter to quarter, from year to year, you have to find ways in which you can differentiate your company and your product from all the other manufacturers that are out there, and that's very difficult to do if you're going to still stay on the same playing field. What you have to do is you have to change the rules, and you have to change the kind of the level of engagement, and you can only do that by going digital. Sounds very old school what I'm saying now, but I mean it's common knowledge, but in our industry it's still at a kind of like at an infancy stage. It hasn't been embraced as much as it should have, but it's changing now. So companies like ours, we are really trying to always be pushing the on the leading edge, I would say, of transformation. So for us, we are constantly pushing and trying to evolve and innovate new solutions. So yeah.
So thanks a lot for joining us today, Navam, and then I sincerely hope that Lalan grows into greater heights, with this whole new direction that you are bringing in, right? And then we would certainly be there to support and help you towards that journey as well. So thank you so much, Navam. Thanks a lot.
So much.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.